I've received numerous requests over the weekend from you guys to talk about the Field of Dreams game. So here you go. We've always been transparent here on the channel. So, in the interest of transparency, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I only watched a few innings of the Field of Dreams game. And the only reason I saw a few innings is because the game was on at the bar I was at the other night. It's the first time I've watched any of a baseball game in years. I used to really like Major League Baseball. I don't like it anymore. But I'm not here to talk to you about the game on the field itself. I'm here to explain how Major League Baseball, once again, has found a way to screw something so positive up. I do have to give Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball credit. They did a brilliant job promoting the Field of Dreams game. They promoted this game better than they promote the World Series, and it worked. The game was watched by almost 6 million people, the biggest audience for a regular season game in Major League Baseball in over 15 years. It was a resounding success, and it should have been a crowning achievement for Major League Baseball. And God knows, baseball needs some good press. Major League Baseball has been suffering for years. They have the oldest audience of any major sport here in America. Baseball, it just doesn't reach young people like it did when I was growing up. We live in times where people expect instant gratification, nonstop action. Attention spans are the lowest that they've ever been. All of those things work against baseball. The Field of Dreams game, it should have been something that could be used to turn things around for Major League Baseball, and it might still be able to do that. For the most part, they did things right, but you just knew. You just knew. It couldn't be pulled off without something political being attached to it. This is 2021, damn it! Everything must be political. Let's start with Alex Rodriguez. Last I checked, Alex Rodriguez is Latino, Dominican actually. His parents were from the Dominican Republic. So I was kind of confused with his commentary towards the end of the game the other night. Quote, "Here's what I love, fellas. 4 home runs by African Americans. This is a big night for baseball, an historic night. We need more African Americans coming back like when we broke in," end quote. I don't understand the point of the comment. Why does this need to be mentioned? Why does the fact that 4 home runs were hit by African American players need to be brought up? How is that relevant? If Asian players had hit 4 home runs, do you think Alex Rodriguez would have said the same thing? No. The insinuation here is that there are barriers for black people to get into Major League Baseball. Are there less black people in baseball than there were 15, 20, 25 years ago? Yes. But that's not the fault of Major League Baseball. Only 7% of Major League players are black. Want to know why? Tim Anderson gave you the reason. He was asked one time if he watches Major League Baseball. This dude plays in the league, and he said that he doesn't watch. Reason being, it's boring. Those are his words, not mine. There is no great conspiracy keeping black people from playing baseball. There aren't many black people in the major leagues because the majority of black kids don't grow up playing baseball. It's as simple as that. The Alex Rodriguez comment, that was not the biggest flaw in the Field of Dreams game. The biggest flaw was the sponsorships, the merchandising. Phil Mushnick over at the New York Post, he wrote an excellent article just blasting Major League Baseball for these flaws. The players on the field were decked out in their Nike uniforms, made in sweatshops from slave labor over in China. Their hats, manufactured by New Era. Now, I didn't know any of what I'm about to share with you. I learned all of this today from Phil Mushnick. New Era merchandise, it used to be manufactured here in the United States. Back in 2019, they closed their plant in New York, moved manufacturing to third world countries. The closing of the plant resulted in over 200 American jobs being lost. But it damn sure helped New Era's bottom line. Instead of paying Americans decent money, New Era now pays foreign labor pennies on the dollar. Unfortunately, as you guys know, this practice is not uncommon with major corporations, yet all of us continue to support them, myself included. However, the next point is what I found to be the most interesting. According to Phil Mushnick, New Era relied on street gangs to determine the fashion and the color schemes of their merchandise. If you look at most New Era caps, they're mostly blue and red, colors of the Crips and the Bloods. Now you could write that off as a coincidence, but they produced a cap for the Yankees with a crown overlapping the NY. Now I'm not sure how a crown is associated with the Yankees, but apparently New Era thought it was. This crown bears a very strong resemblance to the crown used by the Latin Kings, one of the most violent gangs in America. This fact was actually brought to the attention of New Era by a group of concerned parents in Harlem. The organization, Coalition to Protect Our Children, called New Era out for using street gangs to market their products to kids. Of course, New Era claimed ignorance. It was brought to our attention that some of our logos and products resemble street gangs, but we didn't know that. Now please shut the hell up about it. It's weird. It's weird because a New Era commercial features people wearing their gang-related clothes, and during the ad, they cut to a shot of a Raiders fan spraying graffiti on a building. He's not a gang member, though. He's a normal citizen. Yeah. Because normal people go around spraying graffiti on buildings. That's not something that has ever been associated with street gangs before. The Field of Dreams game, it was marketed as a throwback to the old days of Major League Baseball. It was marketed as a nostalgia game, nostalgia moment. With that being the case, why was New Era so prominently featured? New Era has zero connection to old school Major League Baseball. Now, the Field of Dreams game, it was a success, but baseball is far from thriving. Ratings for the regular season have been far from great. The third most watched game of this season took place on May 25th. It was watched by less than 2 million people, down 14% compared to 2019. Back in June, a game on ESPN between the Cardinals and Braves, less than 1 million people tuned in. Now, at other points during this season, ratings have actually been up compared to 2019, so it's been a bit of a mixed bag for Major League Baseball. The All-Star game last month, second least watched in the history of Major League Baseball. We have seen what being associated with questionable sponsors can do to a sports league, especially being associated with Chinese slave labor sponsors. People have boycotted the NBA since 2019 due to their close ties to China. Major League Baseball is already on thin ice with their fan base due to their decision to move the All-Star game out of Atlanta. I mentioned earlier that baseball has the oldest audience of all major sports. Older people in America, they are devoted when it comes to patriotism. The majority of older people, they don't like the woke garbage. They don't support China. They damn sure don't support street gangs. The NBA has the youngest audience, and they are still dying in the ratings. Major League Baseball, they don't have the luxury of being able to rely on a young audience. They cannot afford to alienate their older audience and rely on younger viewers because they don't have younger viewers. So being called out by Phil Mushnick, being associated with China and New Era, does not do Major League Baseball any favors with their older audience. All right, time to let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on the comments from Alex Rodriguez. Did that make sense to you? Also, do you think it's a big deal that Nike and New Era were associated with the Field of Dreams game? Do you think this will impact Major League Baseball going forward? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.